Saturday night, boxing returns to the UK, and it all takes place at Wembley Stadium. The most fans ever that they have had at Wembley will be in attendance. 96,000 people are supposed to be there on Saturday night for the huge IBF World Heavyweight title fight between Daniel Dubois, Anthony Joshua. And before I get into my prediction later on, I want to start with how we got here. And that's because Alexander Usyk became the undisputed heavyweight champion a couple months ago when he beat Tyson Fury. But then just 2 weeks later, he was forced to relinquish his IBF championship due to that he couldn't face his mandatory, as a rematch with Tyson Fury was more appealing. That rematch will happen later this year, but it'll be for all the titles in the heavyweight division besides the IBF title, because that one was rewarded to Dubois after Usyk became undisputed heavyweight champion. So he's more of a paper champion, if you ask me, but still he is the IBF champion. And still, if Anthony Joshua can beat Daniel Dubois in this fight, he will become just the seventh heavyweight champion to win a title on three separate occasions. And some of the other guys that have been able to do it are all-time greats in their own right. Muhammad Ali, Lennox Lewis, Evander Holyfield, Vladimir Klitschko, Michael Moore. Those are the other fighters that have already reached that feat. Anthony Joshua can become a three-time heavyweight champion, whether you think he is a real legit heavyweight champion. Still, whatever the stakes are, he still has done it. He still has got to the mountaintop three separate times, which in its own right is just unbelievable to begin with. But let's get into this fight, because this is the ninth fight to happen at Wembley Stadium in history. It's the third time Anthony Joshua has fought at Wembley Stadium. He's headlined three other times. 2017, he beat Vladimir Klitschko. 2018, he beat Alexander Povkin. That was the last time, and that was over 6 years ago. And in the last 6 years, Anthony Joshua, although he was a champion back then early in his career after the Olympics, he's gone through a lot of changes. He's had a lot of ups and downs. He lost to Usyk, as we know, multiple times, but he's bounced back. 4 wins in a row. His last win came at the beginning of the year in March. He knocked out former UFC heavyweight champion, the guy who, in my opinion, beat Tyson Fury last year, Francis Ngannou. He made Francis Ngannou look like easy work, and by no means is easy work. Francis Ngannou, I know his main sport isn't boxing. He still is a fantastic competitor, and Anthony Joshua knocked him down multiple times, knocked him out with a vicious combination in the second round to get the job done. And now he returns back to a more traditional opponent. Daniel Dubois, in his own right, is a really formidable competitor. He's been around the top 5 to 10 of this heavyweight division for quite some time. He's still only 27 years old. He's 21-2 with 20 knockouts. And he also, since he lost to Usyk a little over a year ago, actually, he's had two impressive knockouts. Most recently, knocked out Filip Hrgović. A lot of people thought Hrgović was going to be that guy to face Joshua. Instead, it's Dubois, and it's going to be two Englishmen, two guys from London, England, facing off in Wembley Stadium, to be exact. And it seems like it's both guys at the height of their powers. Both guys have taken falls in their careers, have both lost to Usyk, a common opponent, but both guys are at their best right now. And when you break it down, both guys are big. Joshua's an inch taller, 4-inch reach advantage, but Dubois is still a really big guy. He's really strong, has a lot of power, but the one big question mark everyone's been talking about, and I buy into this notion, is that this is Daniel Dubois' first time under the bright lights. He's fought in stadiums in Poland last year, but he hasn't fought in Wembley Stadium. It's a different animal. It's in his hometown, his homeland, in front of his people. He seems like he will be the guy that the fans are cheering against, as Joshua is the fan favorite. The fans went crazy for him at the weigh-ins in London on Friday. But in this fight, although it seems like you would think the odds would be closer, Joshua is actually a pretty heavy favorite in this one. He's minus 425, plus 320 to Daniel Dubois. But on DraftKings Sportsbook, um, my best bet for this fight is not Joshua win by money line. I think he's going to win that for sure. But I think Joshua inside 6 rounds, in the first 6 rounds, just because he's shown an ability to tap into an aggression level that we really didn't see early in his career. He's got to that point, and we saw just recently he's gotten people out of there quick. His last fight against Ngannou, he beat him in the second round. I really think he doesn't need this, but I really think he's just motivated. He's focused. He's more focused than I've seen him in quite some time. So I think the value at plus 200 for Anthony Joshua to win this fight is really great. My second best bet, light heavyweight matchup. It's for the WBO interim world title. It's Joshua Butsai is fighting Willie Hutchinson. Two great up and coming prospects and fighters at light heavyweight. And it seems like the winner of this fight really puts them in prime position to maybe face the winner of Bivol Beterbiev. That might be too far of a reach, but whoever wins this will still have an incredible fight in their next one. Butsai is ranked as the number 5 best light heavyweight on BoxRec. He's 18-0, and he's got 13 of his opponents out of there, and he's really just been dominant as of late. He's really a powerful puncher. Both guys are from England. 11 out of 12 fighters on this main card are from England. Willie Hutchinson looked great as of late, 18-1. He beat Craig Richards, which I believe he was an underdog in that one. But I'm going to go with Butsai, minus 270, favorite. My last best bet of this card is Hamza Shiraz to win in the first 6 rounds, just like I had Joshua, plus 135, though, on this one. This guy, you got to watch this fight. This is the co-main event. It's for the European middleweight title. This guy, Shiraz, is really just unbelievable. 16 knockouts, and he's knocked out 8 of his last opponents. And but his last fight was, he finished Austin Williams in the 11th round. But before that, the 5 fights before that, he's gotten his opponent out before the 7th round took place in the first 6. So he's really aggressive, really powerful, a real factor in that middleweight division. He's ranked 3rd on BoxRec, so his time's coming soon. Those are my 3 best bets. I think Joshua's going to get the job done. I think it's going to set up Joshua versus Alexander Usyk and not Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury Joshua is the biggest fight in England. I think Usyk's going to beat him again at the end of the year. Either way, great fights on the horizon, and tomorrow night should be an unforgettable card at Wembley Stadium.